Hi everyone, Nikita here, and I'm the editor of the blog 2 Cents Design Sense, found here at 2centsdesignsensblog.wordpress.com. And this blog is meant to be a curation of design-related content as it relates to other disciplines. And at the end of the day, we want design to solve problems and to give us solutions. So today, I'm going to be comparing some blogs that relate to the field of information visualization. Now, for anyone who's unfamiliar with this field, information visualization is the study of how we can represent abstract data. So when we're dealing with large amounts of data or information, we want to design it in a way that makes it easy to understand and to process. So because of this, you'll find that a lot of companies in a number of different industries are really putting a lot of their attention into this concept known as big data and how to visually represent it. So it's definitely a pretty relevant topic for today. Now, a lot of what I know about the field has to do with looking at portfolios or blogs of other information visualization designers. So today we're going to take a look at two of my favorites. Now, the first is Nicholas Felton. This is his website. Now, one thing I think is really neat about this site is his URL. It's called Feltron.com. The Feltron reports that he comes out with every year have become pretty popular in the design InfoViz space. And I think it has added to his own personal brand and has associated his projects to his name. Now, for a designer like Nicholas Felton, this is pretty relevant because a number of his projects actually include data that he collects from his own life. So, for example, if we click on his personal annual reports, it's going to take us to this page, and basically each of these visualizations represents information that he's documented from his life, and he does this every year. Now, to give you a better idea of what that is, this is a zoomed in version of one of them, and this is basically his photo stream from one of his years. And as you can see, it's essentially a way to document how 2,801 pictures would look in a year. And it talks about everything from what their content is, their location, their time, their date, maybe even who's in it, and it's all in one visualization. So this is another, I think, really extremely engaging and interesting way of showing information that might seem a little bit mundane or simple. And visually, the information visualization is striking. So striking that, in fact, if you go back to his website, you can shop or buy these full page prints or even poster size prints of his visualizations. He also has a pretty well known and well followed Tumblr page. And essentially, it's also a curation of design related content, but how it relates to information visualization as a field. So, as you can see, this site is pretty picture heavy, which makes sense when you're talking about a subject such as visualization. You want the images to speak for themselves, but he also has short blurbs about who the author or the designer is, and also how this relates to what he does and why he might be interested in them. Now, the other information visualization designer that I follow pretty regularly is Jason Davies. Now, right off the bat, you can see that he is formally trained as a software engineer. So he doesn't really have a visual design background per se, but he appreciates data visualization as it relates to kind of more technical topics. So, for example, if you look at some of the work that he has here, you'll see that a lot of it is related to kind of pure mathematical topics or concepts. For example, one of my favorites is the Ford circle. So this is an information visualization that is interactive. I can click into it and it's going to show me different kinds of data that I can then use or process in a better way. Another example which I really like is found a little bit further down. This is kind of a random branch generator, as you can see. I'm going to refresh so you can see how it looks. But basically, every time I generate this page, I'm going to get something a little bit different. And that's what you get when you merge programming with information visualization. There are InfoVis tools such as D3 that allow you to program and get visualizations that are more interactive. As you can see, this is something that I can touch and play around with, whereas the Feltron reports are static images. I can't do anything else with it. So as I've mentioned, I've used both of these sites on my own information visualization projects. And what I appreciate most is that even though they cater to different audiences, the design principles and the methods are essentially the same. So Felton's, for example, appeals to kind of the everyday, sometimes mundane aspects of life that we take for granted, whereas Davies tries to illustrate or visualize aspects of math, which is a field that can sometimes be very difficult to visualize. So on my blog, 2 Cents Design Sense, if you go to the tab Portfolio, this is where I keep all of my projects, and there's an information visualization project that uses the InfoVis tool known as Tableau, and it talks about basically how health expenditure and life expectancy relate. So as you can see, I have some visualizations here. I definitely recommend anyone who's interested in information visualization or just in this tool such as Tableau or D3 to take a look at this. And stay tuned on my blog reel for more information about InfoVis as a field and how it relates to design. I'm definitely looking to put up more content very soon. Thank you guys for your time. I hope you enjoyed this video.